Hello and welcome to another review. In this one we're going to be looking at the Groundlevel XT Extra Thick Gaming Mouse Mat by Ozone, and also the Radon 5K Gaming Mouse from Ozone as well. Righty, so let's have a little look at the boxes for these items first. So let's start with the mouse mat. Now, I always find there's not a huge amount you can say about mice mats, unfortunately, because they are... well, the mouse mats. But with this one, you've got a soft cloth surface for perfect glide, and it's also got a 6mm thick rubberized mat. So if you're on a bit of an uneven surface, or it's not the grippiest of surfaces, put it on there, it will kind of stick to it, and then if you do slide quite hard on it, or you have quite a vigorous touch on your mouse, then the mouse mat's not going to move around the place. Also means that if you have a bit of a dirty desk, you don't have to clean it, because it is 6mm thickness, it kind of gets stuck into it. So, bit of an idea there for you. And then let's have a look at the mouse here. So it is a laser precise mouse. It's got a braided sleeve on it, which is really, really cool. You've got on-the-fly sensitivity adjustments, onboard memory macros. Couldn't read that word there for a second. You've also got an adjustable cable position, which I'll go into a little bit later on, but it's actually a feature which I think is really, really cool for this mouse. You've got a custom weight, and it's also got the precision laser sensor on there as well, which you can all see on the back of the mouse there. There's also a good thing with this mouse, because it comes with a few extras inside the box, which I will tell you about later, just to keep you in a bit of suspense. Righty, I think it's time to get these out of the box and to show you what they look like in the flesh. And here it is. I'll just put the box there on the side. Righty, so here is the mouse surface here. Now, I think ideally this surface would be used for someone with kind of a mid-sensitivity on the mouse. You do get people who use quite a high sensitivity, in which they can use quite a small surface, like the Steel Series small surfaces. And then on the other hand, you also get people with really, really low sensitivities, which their arms are going all over the place, which I think is a bit silly. But with this kind of this mouse mat, it meets you definitely halfway. If you have got a smaller sensitivity, you can play around in the middle. But then if you are got a kind of mid and you are constantly moving around to get the shot, then it's going to do you quite well. Now, dimensions-wise, it is 285mm this way, by 320 that way. So it's just over a foot wide and just under a foot high. But yeah, if you're, first-person shooting, playing COD, CSS, TF2 as well, to a certain extent, and you've got your sensitivity on like a mid setting, like I don't know, 1600 DPI, or even even down to 1200, 800, then this mouse mat's going to kind of meet you really where you're going to want to be, just because you're not moving around to a degree where you're using up 5 tables length of mouse mat, and then you're also not just moving it a few millimeters around. So in that respect, it's a very good mid-range mouse mat for you to use. And also the fact that it is 6mm thick, you can really kind of like rest your arm on it and not feel, it will give you more time gaming. Like when I've used other mouse mats in the past, like you've got the Roccat Alumic mouse mat. That's it's a double-sided mouse mat, which is really cool, but then at the same time it's got a thick sheet of aluminium in the middle. Fair enough, it keeps it rigid, but when you're leaning on that for quite a while playing, you get that the red lump there, like the red mark on your wrist, and it really does, it does make it ache quite a bit. But with this, because it's essentially its own padded as well as being a mouse mat, and it's not got one of those really big gel things here which make you look really silly, then it's really comfortable to use, as well as being a really good mouse mat to use as well for mid-sensitivity gamers. Right, so I think now it was time to have a little look at the mouse. So let's get that out of the box. So for summary, what can I say about these products? Well, first of all, I'm going to start off with the Radon 5K mouse. It's got on-the-fly sensitivity adjustment, which is really important. It's got the cable management on the bottom of the mouse. It's got a really nice texture for your thumb to grip onto. It's got the It's got the braided sleeve cable, which is awesome. I love that thing. And you've also got the weights in there as well, which is a really it's like a standard point now for high-end gaming mice. And it comes with zippy bag things in the box, which I love with products like this, just because it means that if you do take out and about, put it in your bag, and you look proper pro when you're unzipping it, and you're like, that's my mouse. Yeah. So I'm thinking for this one, I'm going to give this, it's between a 7 and an 8 out of 10. I'm probably going to give it a 7.5, just because there's a couple of other products out there which have a few more features. Like you've got the, there's a couple of Roccat devices out there which you can have loads of macros attached to them. And I think even though it's a lot more software based, I really like that idea. So I'd like to see this item have more of that kind of thing. So 7.5 out of 10 for that one. And then we've got the Ozone Groundlevel XT Extra Thick Mouse Mat as well. You know, as a mouse mat, it does what it says in the tin, but because it's really thick, when you're using it for a while, because it makes it more comfortable, that's a big winning point for me. I would like it if it was a bit bigger as well, because I like to have a bit of a low sensitivity. So instead of being 32 centimeters, if it was about 45, that would make me a lot happier. So I'm going to give this a 7 out of 10. Well, thank you for watching. My name's Chris, and see you in some reviews soon.